Good morning. Welcome to Richland Library Eastover, and thank you for being here this morning. We really appreciate it. We're especially honored to host the kickoff of the Original Six Foundation's Neighbor Helping Neighbors campaign at our recently renovated Richland Library Eastover. It's obviously, if you look around, no secret that libraries have changed. You'll see that we're busy providing access to information and have become a gathering place for people of all ages. For residents in rural and often economically depressed areas like Eastover, where mass transit is limited and unemployment rates are high, their library is their lifeline. It's their lifeline to workforce opportunities, to education, to community, being connected to their community. It's their opportunities, it's their hopes, all wrapped up into one facility. We're located just 20 miles south of Columbia in our new 5,200 square foot facility, and this really is a prime example of how we can work together to offer services in rural residents more access to technology, better resources, and workforce development. If you drive by this building late at night or early in the morning, you'll see residents parked in our parking lot before we open and after we're closed. They're using the library's Wi-Fi because for multiple reasons, this is the only place in town where they can get reliable access to the internet. Now more than ever, South Carolinians need and deserve access to resources that empower them. Much like the Original Six Foundation, libraries across the state are working hard to advance our communities and build bridges for a better quality of life tomorrow. Today, it is our honor as neighbors to help take another step closer to that goal for 7 counties in South Carolina. Without further delay, it's my pleasure to introduce the chairman, founder, and benefactor of the Original Six Foundation, Governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley.
Thank you very much. And what a beautiful library and a perfect way to show exactly why every child deserves to have what is right here in Eastover. And as with the Original Six Foundation, one of the main things we did was we wanted to go to the rural areas with the highest unemployment and say, we're going to lift you up. Tell us what you need. And so we did. We went into every one of the counties, Allendale, Bamberg, Barnwell, Clarendon, Marion, Marlboro, and now we're getting ready to go into Union. And as we went into them, the first thing we did was get them healthy. We went in there and we took doctors and dentists. We had a well checkup day where they could go and check their diabetes checkups and make sure that they were checking their BMIs and everything else that they needed to get healthy. They had dentists and doctors on hand, eye doctors. We had baby showers for single mothers. We did all of these things, and then we went along and helped them with their resume building and had a job fair. That's what we do in every county. But we don't just go to a county and leave. We go to a county and ask them, what do they need? They all have different needs. They all have different asks. So we don't treat any one county the same. So phase 1 is when we walk into a county and work on getting them healthy and work on talking to the leaders. Phase 2 is what next? And every one of these counties cares about their kids. And every one of these counties is worried that their children don't have a safe place to go. The perfect place for every one of these children to go is to the library. But there is nothing worse than when they go to a library and they don't have the resources there for it to be a fun environment. So as we were talking about literacy in South Carolina, as we were talking about making sure that our children can read by 3rd grade, we are asking the state and everyone around the state to join us in Neighbors Helping Neighbors. We want to make sure that during the time of August 5th through August 17th, at every DMV there will be a drop box where you can put gently used books or new books for all children. We are looking for children's books or any South Carolina history books that you may have available. This is a perfect opportunity to clean out your bookshelves, which is what my kids and I are doing, to go through and say, this is a great way to give back, to include your children and let them know that while they may be blessed, there are a lot of children that don't have those same opportunities, and to really lift the state up. This is a perfect opportunity to do that in a way that's tangible and in a way that you will be helping a lot of children going forward. And so that is what we're asking for. If you have any questions, you can go to www.theoriginal6foundation.org. There's also a Facebook page. For those that don't have any books available or don't have time, they can send checks in to the Original Six Foundation and put in the 4-column book drive, and we will make sure that we get the books that are appropriate to give in your name. So as we go forward, we've got a few great people. First, I want to thank Pat McKinney and Colonel Schwedo, who are great board members of ours that have been there from the very beginning and see the need and promise that we owe these children in terms of making sure that we can get them these books. Colonel Schwedo is great. I asked him if he was ready. Every one of our DMVs are going to be ready and set to go so that we have those checkout points ready as we go forward. And now I want to go and introduce Charlotte Johnston, who is the library director of the Harvan-Clarendon County Library, to come and speak a few words.
Well, first, I would like to thank Governor Haley and all of those at the Original Six Foundation for their work and assistance in rural communities across the state. Clarendon County has recently begun work with the Original Six Foundation when we had our county meeting day, and then we had our Clarendon County Community Day, which was a wonderful event with a great turnout, and we're very excited about what the future offers with that, so thank you. As a librarian and a book lover, I am very excited about this new book drive and the Neighbors Helping Neighbors program. As the governor has already mentioned, this program will be a great way for everyone in South Carolina to help place books in the hands of children who need them, whether it be through their schools, their libraries, or other community outlets. And I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about why public libraries are so important in these rural communities. We all hear stories about how one book can change a child's life and open up new worlds and opportunities to them. And these stories are powerful and they're inspiring. What people sometimes forget about or may not even realize is that a library is so much more than a building that just houses the books. A library is a resource for the entire community, and we do offer something for everyone. For example, we do serve an essential role in improving the literacy skills of a community's citizens. We often refer to library programming that relates to your early literacy skills for those under the age of 5, or adult literacy skills for your mature men and women, or even English literacy skills for your immigrant or your migrant populations, which we do have those in our rural communities. But remember, we're also talking about the vital role that libraries play in digital literacy for a community through the computer classes that we offer and helping folks improve their computer skills, the Wi-Fi access that Melanie had just mentioned earlier, and also helping folks navigate what seems to be an endless array of digital content available to them now online, through e-readers, tablets, and even on their cell phones. We also serve an important role in maintaining a community's cultural literacy, whether it's young people learning about significant cultural milestones of the past or adult citizens keeping up with current trends that young people are interested in. No other community resource can help keep a person anchored in the current cultural context of a time period better than the public library. Also, public libraries encourage family literacy by providing reading and programs for everyone in the whole family, all ages. It's not enough to just place that special book in a child's hand. The child needs parents and family members and community members to help reinforce the value of reading. And I'm not suggesting that every parent has to be a bookworm, but parents can certainly show the value of reading through reading magazines or newspapers, visiting websites or blogs. And again, in a rural community, this can all be accessed through your public library. This is the perfect time of year to talk about family literacy as we're wrapping up summer reading programs in the public libraries. And summer reading is not something that's just for children anymore. It's something that we offer for the whole family. In my library, the Adult Reading Club has been a huge hit, and parents have really enjoyed joining in the programs and the activities with their children. It's been very exciting. And while we're here today talking about books and reading, I would also like to emphasize the importance of the additional services that libraries provide in rural communities. We are often the only place with access to computers and the internet and printers and copiers and fax machines. And these are all essential for job seekers and students and small business owners. We offer a variety of programming services that might be helpful for those seeking information about legal issues, unemployment, healthcare, and also programming that again supports local or popular culture, such as book clubs, film clubs, and art shows. I cannot stress enough how public libraries serve citizens young and old at every level and at every type of library. Public libraries will continue to be a part of the solution to the problems that are facing so many South Carolinians at this time, especially in this economy. For those who are more fortunate or who are in communities that have access to more resources, now is a great time to offer support to rural libraries and support a program like Neighbors Helping Neighbors by donating your gently used books or perhaps even some new books. Libraries will use these donations to enhance our existing collections, or we may use your donations to replace a worn copy, a damaged copy of something, or something that's been lost and we haven't been able to replace yet. So every donation really is helpful. This program is a great way to make sure that children and all individuals in South Carolina have access to quality library materials and services and programs. And I'd now like to turn it over to Ted Creech from AT&T, who has some additional remarks for us.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlotte. And good morning, everyone. Governor, on behalf of AT&T, it's my privilege to join you today for the launch of this outstanding program. We are excited about this statewide book drive and appreciate the opportunity to come on board as a supporter of the effort. At AT&T, we are committed to investing in our communities both through advanced communications technologies and initiatives that help improve education and create new opportunities for everyone. In fact, we believe that there is no better way to impact a community than by supporting the education of its children, because life success is built on a solid educational foundation. At AT&T, we see investing in education as an investment in the future, and that's why 5 years ago we launched AT&T Aspire, a national initiative to help improve high school graduation rates and help students be prepared for the workforce. Between the two phases of this program, we're looking at a $350 million investment over 9 years nationwide. We are particularly excited about this book drive because we understand that for all students, perhaps especially for students in rural and economically challenged counties, books and reading are keys to a new future. They expand horizons, they ignite new dreams, and they motivate students to indeed rethink what might be possible for themselves, their families, and their communities. And Governor, in thinking about coming here and being with you today, I thought of the books that I enjoyed as a young boy. And when I was in kindergarten, my favorite book was Dr. Seuss, famous Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Ham. And Sam I Am, I don't like green eggs and ham, Sam I Am. And so I want to be among the first to contribute a book to the effort in hopes that we will serve up more green eggs and ham to our children statewide. And on behalf of Pamela Lackey and our AT&T team, we'll also contribute a lot of other books. To a few other books to the cause, and we also have CDs of 20 years of our South Carolina African American history calendar on CD that you can give to the various libraries across your county. So, Governor, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
We
it. Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you. And so with that, I want to kind of take you back to when I was a little girl. So in Bamberg, you went to the library, and that's really where you got your foundation. That's where you kind of escaped the world, and that's when you saw who you could be. You saw it through the power of books. In Bamberg, during that time when you had projects and you had something else, you always had to go to the library. Because as I got older, that was the only place that the computers were. As I got older, that was the only place the research was. Now, today, if you go to Allendale, if you go to Bamberg, if you go to Barnwell, if you go to Clarendon, Marion, Marlboro, or Union, that is still the only place you can go to do that, because they all don't have internet access. They all don't have Wi-Fi. So many of these kids, to do their school projects, still have to go to their neighborhood library. Many of these kids, to escape to another place, still have to go to a library because they don't have the luxury of a computer to find that new world that they want to get into. My passion when I was growing up was I read about first ladies, presidential spouses. I thought that it was fascinating at how strong they were, how powerful they were, and what they did to contribute to the country. And so that was my love. Never thinking that I would get to this place, but it's interesting how every child jumps into something and learns from it. I want every child in those communities to have that. They deserve it. It should not matter where you are born and raised on the resources that you have. We need to focus on making sure that every child has the same thing. So August 5th through August 17th is our Original Six Foundation book drive. It is neighbors helping neighbors from all over the state coming together to help these rural kids know that they do deserve more. And so we ask you to go to any one of your DMV drop-off centers to place books in the box. If you want to give a donation to this cause, you can make it out to the Original Six Foundation and put in the for column for the book drive. And you can also go to our website, www.theoriginal6foundation.org.